Quick disclaimer here, trading is very risky and carries a high level of risk. Anything said here is not a financial advice. Make sure you trade with money you can only afford to lose. Stay safe. What's going on, guys? It's a beautiful weekend out here again. This is the voice of TRADEWITHWORLDBANK. For those who are new to the channel or who are just subscribed to the channel, I welcome you all. On this channel, all I upload is content of simplicity for traders who are struggling and those who are, professional and want to just learn more or refine a thing or two. Without further ado, in today's video, we're going to be looking at refining of zones. As I'm not around currently, this is a pre-recorded video, and we're going to be talking about refining of zones. Yeah, because some people are like, when they refine their zones, it's always too big, it's always too small, they don't know what to do, and it can be a little bit confusing. I refine my zones in different ways, okay, and I'll be showing you the ones that work so well and the ones that I use. So without further ado, let's say I have a demand zone here currently. Yeah, I've got the demand zone, that is the break of structure, correct. Now, before the price action tapped into this demand zone, this is the O zone, right? This is the O demand zone, and I'm also looking at, oh, this one is too big, I don't want to use this, blah blah blah. The first strategy I always use is what's it called, midpoint of the candle, like this. I always use this to get the midpoints like this, and after that, oh sorry, that is what I do, get the midpoints, and then I delete that. You understand? This is a very consistent way if your zone is too wide. Now, sometimes there are some times that whenever you refine your zone from this POI, right, now price wouldn't touch the refined zone, touch the open, and then continue going up. And then some people are like, okay, what about the zone that I refined? Should I still delete it or should I still leave it? This is it. The fact that you've refined a zone does not mean that zone is no longer active like this. So let's assume price did some a little bit of movements, tapping the initial open, and then it went up. This extreme zone here, this other one, is still very valid, because now this one has created just like an inducement on top of your refined zone, and then you might want to use the refined zone in the future again. You understand? So I'll be showing you some examples later on. Okay, now let's use, then the next one is to use 30 minutes point of interest. Go down to 30 minutes point of interest, use the 30 minutes demand zone, so it's probably here, and then you can, so it's almost this 30 minutes refined zone, and this midpoint is almost the same thing. Then the last one I use is the wick. Okay, I'll just take out the wick. As you've been seeing me in my previous videos, I'll just take out the wick like that, and then I'm fine. So nonetheless, don't forget, if price just taps the open like this and then continues going up, that doesn't mean this demand zone is still inactive. There's high probability price can still tap into the demand zone, and then you take trade and make your profits off that refined demand zone. So you just have to chill and wait. Now let's look at this supply zone over here. That is the supply zone, right? Yes, that is the supply zone. But look at this supply zone now. Had it been I had refined it with the week, okay? Now let's assume I went with the refinement of the week. What happened? I would have missed it, just like I explained here. But then let me raise it up a little bit like this. Okay, let me use this week now. This extreme week here. Yeah, this one here. Yeah, that is the refined week, right? So like what I was explaining. And then this is the unrefined supply zone, right? Look at it now, still on that same point of interest. Look at what happened. We got our reaction here and we got our reaction here. So for those that would love to trade probably the body or the wick, you can see you are fine. But now trading the body or the wick depends on you. You understand? Because right now this demand zone is not wide, so you might not want to use a midpoint or go down to 30 minutes time frame. This is a beautiful supply zone. This is how a supply zone should look like. Just like this one at the top here. It's not too big, it's not too small. Just like this one, it's not too big, it's not too small. So you can decide to use the supply zone or the wick. You understand? But when do I always use the wicks? I'll also go to that now. Now look at this supply zone over here. What happened? Nice reaction, sold off. Then look at the second one too. Nice reaction, sold off. Okay, so either the body or the wick, it's fine. But then that doesn't mean when you see a nice supply zone like this, you now go for the wick. There are only some weird circumstances where you go for the wick. So I'll be looking for such examples now, and I'll be going with it. Now, look at this supply zone here, over here, the colored candle, right? The colored candle is the candle we always use. What's going on with the candle? It is small, so I don't need to refine. Yes. But look at the wick of this candle here that caused the break of structure over here. There is a strong wick. But then since I have a smaller supply zone, then I'll just go with that. But had it been this green candle also had a very long wick, then I would go with the wick. So you should only go with the wick when you have very long wicks like this. Yes, you understand. You can see now I covered the wick, I took the wick, then that will be your the supply zone. Then on this supply zone, you can then use the strategy I explained here, which was the 50% and then 30 minutes point of interest. So over here, you can then decide to use 50% again, or go down to 30 minutes time frame to look for the smallest wick. But then over here, 50 minutes, 50% will be very, very reasonable, right? It will be very, very reasonable. So it will be very, very reasonable. Why? Because if you go to 30 minutes time frame, there might not be any wick on 30 minutes time frame, which you might want to use. So the best is to use the 50%. If the wick is very, very long, then use the 50% of the wick, and you are good to go, just like this. So even from the crazy refining, tell me why I wouldn't use 5 pips stop loss. You understand? So even from the refining and everything, I'm sure this stop loss might not be up to 15 pips. Taking risk entry over here, you can see 10 pips stop loss. And imagine I'll be using my entry confirmation. Trust me, it might not even be up to 5 pips stop loss anymore. You understand? So those are just some little tricks. Should I call it tricks now? And then you get crazy risk to reward. You can see this is 100 pips, 1 to 10 sharp, and I'll be using something like 5 pips stop loss. That is 1 to 21 in just a single day. You understand? So throughout last 2 weeks, I got like 1 to 41, 1 to 51 risk to reward, 80 USD, Euro USD, quick. So that is just it. Refining is very important. So some people might say, hey, I refined this and that. It wouldn't trigger me. Trust me. When you know your pair, see, I trade gold. I've been trading gold for how many months now? Let's say 3 months, because I've not used up to 6 months trading gold. But then I already know the spread. I already know the reaction. I already know what it can do. I already know what it cannot do, especially during the trading session that is always active. You understand? I'm not always trading gold morning, afternoon, night. It has a session I'm trading it, which is the New York session, because that is when it gives long candles, and that is when I want to take trades, because it has more movement. You understand? I already know the reaction and what I need to see. I already know what I need to see. So it's not about waiting for any other thing. I already know what I want to see, and then if I've seen it, I strike. Okay, so let's continue. Look at this now. This is a very long supply zone, right? Very big supply zone. Then you might want to refine it, but instead of refining, you can just use the wick. Since the wick is a small wick, just wait for it. So what am I talking about knowing your pair? When you know your pair, you already know either it moves with the body or the wick, one way or the other. You already know that, okay, this currency pair, it moves with the wick. For me, I trade AUD USD a lot, and most of the time it always likes to give me a little bit of drawdown, likes to give me headache before moving in my direction. You understand? Even with 5 pips stop loss, it still gives me a little bit drawdown, and then to move in my direction. So I already know, and I'm always very prepared. You understand? So that is it. Euro USD, I know it spikes a lot. It gives spikes at that London session. It will give you those spikes. But when you can get the direction of those spikes, forget it. You even use smaller than 5 pips stop loss. So that is why I said you should know your pair. It's very, very important. So if you are trading Euro CHF, know Euro CHF. If you are trading gold, know the session, know when it is active, know when some entries work, know when some entries don't work. For me, I already know the entries that work on my pairs, because I know that I learned that not all the entry works. Not all the entry works at different sessions. And some entries work on some sessions, some entries don't work on some sessions. I've already practiced that. I've already been able to decipher that on the charts, because I've been trading for a long time and I already know that, oh, okay, this is the reaction, this is that. It's very important. So let's continue. Look at this. From the week, you'd have caught the whole sell. But now, Adam, you were using the body over here. You might just catch a little bit of scalp, this drop, and then you're out of the trade. But then when you look at the week, okay, and then look at the reaction. Look at it, look at it. Look at the drop. This will be more than 100 pips. Let's say 200, 211 pips in 2 days. Let's assume you took this trade from here, because look at the time now. This is London session, 10 o'clock. I'm very sure I was taking this. I'll have taken this trade during the London session. I'm very sure about that. So let's assume stop loss is there, 14 pips, which I don't even use. And tell me, this is a beautiful 1 to 14. So before the CPI, you understand? And then CPI is another case on its own. That one is a premium course under my mentorship, where I teach how to trade fundamentals, different fundamentals, not just one strategy for all fundamentals. So different fundamental events have their own movements and how to trade them. So I was still talking about point of interest, selecting the correct point of interest using the refining. Okay. So zones like this, demand zones like this, you don't need to refine so much. Yeah, is always the weak. I'm sorry, dojis like this. You don't need anything. It's the body you need. All you need is the body. Once it touches the body, forget it. We move. Now, but this one, I don't think there was any retracement here or mitigation here. But look at this one. That is the refinement you need, you understand? So had it been you're still waiting for it to touch the body like this, you can see that it has touched the green candle over here and has touched the wick of the doji itself. You understand? But look at this one. If I say I wanted to use the wick of the doji, now it's becoming too wide. You understand? But look at this one. I already know that, okay, if I use the head, the open, which is the wick of the doji, and I get a reaction and it goes up and I enter, and then I can still refine it again, which I know that the refinement should work out well, and then in the future it might give me opportunity to enter. But then look at what happened. It didn't give me opportunity. So just because I over refined, I wouldn't miss this trade. My mind is already intact on two things. I have two ways. You understand? It's like when you're playing a game with someone X and O, and you say I have two ways. Yes, if it doesn't work like this, it works like this. If not, if you keep refining every time, trust me, you'll be missing all the moves. You'll have missed this trade. But when your psychology is intact, that okay, if the candlestick is here, if my point of interest is here, is not too wide, I can take a beautiful trade after a confirmation entry. Then even if I refine, I can still wait forwards a mitigation and then another confirmation entry. But that didn't happen. You understand? But then you will not have missed this trade because of refining. I believe you get my point now. Let's continue moving. Yeah. So look at this now. I think this one now, had it been you over refined here, you will have missed this trade. Okay, so these are some rare cases. But then, I'll have used 50% here. I'll have used 50% over there. That is the 50%. Yeah, this is the 50%. And then there was no reaction. It didn't retrace into it, but then it's fine because look at it. This is New York session. I don't trade New York session. So I would have even forgotten this trade initially. Then let's look at this one again. This is the type of stuff I'm talking about. If you'd say you want to use the whole supply zone like this, plus the weak candle, you can see it's very wide, so you can use the body. This one is different. But look at this one. If you still use the wick and candle here, over here, it's not too wide. You understand? It's not too wide. So you can take the trade. And then if you refine again, you can still come back in the future to take this trade. It's very valid. Then Look at this. Took the body, just went out a little bit. I'd have loved to take this trade because during the New York, London session, and then boom, just like that. Though this one might not give confirmation entry with this crazy reaction, but then you understand the concept of refining. So over here, so same thing. If you took all the body just like that, you might want to use midpoints. Okay, this is the midpoint. Yeah, that is the midpoint. So you have refined a little bit, you know, you don't have a lot of problem. But if you still feel like it's too wide, you can use the wick. You just look at it. The wick is enough. The wick is very, very powerful. That's why Ryder Banks always says wicks don't lie. Wicks don't lie. Now look at this movement. Now look at this doji. For me, I wouldn't even use anything again. I'll just use the body because the body is refined enough for me. So let's see in the future if there's a reaction there. Okay, now look at this. I'm coming, I'm trying to draw it out. Yeah, broke out from it, though it's mitigated during the Asian session. You can see now mitigated during the Asian session. So there's no even points in taking any trade here at all till the morning. This is 8 o'clock in the morning and then continues selling off. So probably there's high probability that there is no entry confirmation here. Then sell continued and to wherever we are. You understand? So let me quickly move to Euro USD and some trades that to show you that all these things are working. Oh god, it was a sell point of interest, a sell POI, and it was just mitigating every fucking time. Just mitigating every single time. And I was like, wow, wow, wow. So look at this. If you use half 50%, there's no wick to the top, so 50% is enough. We have gotten in. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find it. Oh my god, I can't find the supply zone that worked. But then this was what happened. It was a 1 hour supply zone just like this, played out. You understand? Then I refined it down to the week. You understand? Then what happened was I deleted it, but in the future it still went back to trigger and then it's played out. But I missed the sell because I already deleted the refined supply zone because the major 1 hour supply zone, which was not refined, worked. You understand? So either you refine or you don't refine. The refined zone still works as long as it still plays according to your rule and then it gives you the entry confirmation you need. Yeah, I think that will be all for now. Peace, guys. If you love this video, give it a like, smash the subscribe button. Make sure you do that. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. If you have any question concerning my mentorship or you want to join, have access to all my signal services and one-on-one classes, you can chat me up on Telegram, WhatsApp, or Instagram. Link is in the video description. That will be all for now. Peace, guys. See you in the next one.